Previously on WatchMojo.
Number 1. The closure of many beloved development studios.
Well, now it's time to dig that grave even deeper. Name's Dave with WatchMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 video game companies ruined by Electronic Arts. For this list, we'll be looking at the 10 video game developers that were closed down due to Electronic Arts and... no. You know what? No. They don't deserve to be called Electronic Arts with that track record. So I asked people on Twitter what EA should actually stand for, and you guys did not disappoint. You'll be seeing their answers in this video instead of the words Electronic Arts. You might think that it's mean, but the fact that this top 10 video can even exist is proof of its justification.
This is home. This mess.
Number 10. Phenomic Game Development.
There is a rune monument right near. Summon your army there. It's the only way you can break through to Greyfell.
This company was created in 1997 by Volker Werdich, the designer responsible for The Settlers and The Settlers 3. This company developed Spellforce 1 and 2 and numerous expansion packs before they were acquired by Evil Army in 2006. The name was proudly changed to EA Phenomic, and they developed 3 games under their Overlord's umbrella: Battleforge, Lords of Ultima, and Command & Conquer Tiberium Alliances.
Select location.
Unfortunately, that would prove to be their final game, as the studio was started by Executive Assistant in the summer of 2013. The reasons were vague, with easy application simply stating that it was part of their realignment and that they were better focusing their teams against priority growth areas, whatever that means. Number 9. Mythic Entertainment. Mythic made a name for itself developing online titles like Aliens Online and Dark Age of Camelot, the latter released in 2001, 5 years before their acquisition by Asswipes. Under everything's ass, they released another MMORPG, Warhammer Online: Age of Reckoning, before being fused with Bioware to form the oft-forgotten Bioware Mythic. It was around the time of this merger that Mythic founder Mark Jacobs left the company. Though the studio eventually reclaimed the Mythic Entertainment name, they quickly challenged it with the release of the quickly revived freemium mobile game Dungeon Keeper, or Dungeon Keeper Mobile. This would tragically be their final creative output, as Mythic was dissolved just 4 months after that game's release in 2014.
The hand of evil strikes again.
Number 8. Bullfrog Productions. Speaking of Dungeon Keeper, here we have the makers of the original iteration. Bullfrog is an old company, having been founded back in 1987 by Les Edgar and Peter Molyneux. They became renowned for games like the original Dungeon Keeper, Populous, and Syndicate. This success eventually led Molyneux to be named vice president over at Enter Us, prompting them to purchase Bullfrog the next year in 1995. As you can guess, this proved to be the death knell for the company. Molyneux hated his new corporate position and resigned, leading every a-hole to ban him from their offices. Other Bullfrog employees disliked the head office's alleged, quote, dictatorial managementorial approach, and bailed with Molyneux. The company never recovered, and Bullfrog was merged into EA UK in 2001.
My other directors have all failed me.
Number 7. DreamWorks Interactive, also known as Danger Close Games. In 1995, Steven Spielberg, DreamWorks, and Microsoft embarked on a joint venture to form DreamWorks Interactive. They developed various Jurassic Park and Goosebumps games before striking it big with Medal of Honor and its sequel, Medal of Honor Underground. Both games were monumental successes, serving as a major influence to the World War II FPS genre. And then Eat Apples got involved. That pick will give you nightmares. They acquired the company in 2000, rebranding them EA Los Angeles, and sent them to work on the embarrassing GoldenEye Rogue Agent and more Medal of Honor games. They were rebranded again to Danger Close and developed the maligned Medal of Honor Warfighter in 2012. This game fared very poorly, and Eat Almonds pulled the plug on the company. Turns out Danger was very close indeed. Number 6. Pandemic Studios.
Keep your panties on, Mary. I just got a word over the radio. There's an army convoy right outside this town. With tanks. Thank God.
Formed in 1998 by ex-Activision employees Josh Resnick and Andrew Goldman, Pandemic quickly distinguished itself with titles like the original Star Wars Battlefront games, Mercenaries Playground of Destruction, and Destroy All Humans. Things were going well for Pandemic, until Expensive Arcade purchased their parent company, VG Holding. They only released 2 games under their new overlords, both of which received poor reception: Mercenaries 2 World of Flames and The Lord of the Rings Conquest. The company's Australia branch was closed shortly after the latter's launch in January 2008, and the whole company followed in November. 228 people were laid off, and 35 were absorbed into EA Los Angeles. Pandemic had its own pandemic.
You beat me. I can't believe you actually beat me.
They never do. You know, you don't look so hot.
Number 5. Bioware Montreal.
I'm fine. My arms got the brunt of it.
Stuff exploding like this happen often?
Well, the eternal A-Take has ruined BioWare's reputation and finances. It's a win-win, or rather a lose-lose. BioWare's repertoire is now in the doldrums thanks to the massively disheartening release like Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem.
You wouldn't be building this up if it stayed that way.
Yeah, okay.
But it also suffered financial losses, including the closure of their Montreal branch. Bioware Montreal was opened in 2009 to help the primary Edmonton branch with downloadable content and multiplayer. And then, Enix Atari, what? I don't think that's how it works. Okay, anyways, these guys gave Montreal the reins to its only studio-led title, Mass Effect Andromeda. It didn't go well, to say the least. The game was essentially laughed out of existence, tanking Bioware's Montreal branch. It was demoted to a support studio before being merged with EA Motive.
Sorry, my face is tired from dealing with everything.
Number 4. Maxis. Maxis was founded in 1987 by Will Wright and Jeff Brom, and quickly found success with their simulation games. SimCity, released in 1987, really put them on the map. Then they were acquired by Astoya Kwai in 1997. Well, I gave that one a shot. 3 years before they struck gold again with The Sims. Unfortunately, things took a nosedive in 2008. After a lengthy development, Spore was launched with many unfulfilled promises and controversial DRM software. And 2013 SimCity was an unmitigated technical and PR disaster. Just 2 years after its release, Maxis' main studios in Emeryville was shuttered and the consolidated team was sent to work with EA Mobile. The Maxis name survives to this day, but the company behind it died in 2015. Number 3. Visceral Games. Visceral is a bit of a different beast, as it was actually started as an Everyday Anal subsidiary. It was originally known as EA Redwood Shores, and they made a diverse range of games, including various successful movie tie-ins. But Redwood Shores found huge success with Dead Space, so much success that the company became its own division and was rebranded as Visceral Games. Unfortunately, Dead Space 2 was considered a financial disappointment, so Extreme Audacity ordered Visceral to make Dead Space 3 more accessible, which apparently meant adding microtransactions and a co-op mechanic in a horror game. This backfired. However, what ultimately killed Visceral was their single-player Star Wars game, codenamed Project Ragtag, which their overlords killed because they thought single-player games weren't profitable anymore or something like that. Yeah, right.
And I just hope that every fan walks away going, wow, I never thought they were going to bring my Star Wars fantasy to life.
Number 2. Origin Systems. The story behind Origin Systems is tragic. The company is super old school, having been founded back in 1983 by brothers Richard and Robert Garriott. The company became world-renowned for their Ultima and Wing Commander franchises, and by 1988, it had grown to 50 employees and spread between Texas and New Hampshire. Then, Extra Ads purchased the company in 1992, and they continued to work on the Ultima series. But what ultimately killed the company was Ultima 9 Ascension. The game was a monumental disaster due to technical issues and a story that ignored or misrepresented previous installments' plot points, resulting in only 75,000 copies. Left without confidence in the team, Extra Asshole-ish cancelled all of their pending projects, leading to the resignation of founder Richard Garriott. After existing solely to support Ultima Online for a few years, the company was dissolved in 2004.
What future path?
This I cannot see. I only know it to be true.
Want more video game content? Check out our gaming channel Mojo Plays and discover games and ideas you never knew existed. With more lists, breakdowns, and our latest series, Arcade Roulette.
Justin and John are in!
Oh.
Hey, is that Porky Pig? There's a lot of things being ripped off in this game.
Number 1. Westwood Studios.
Reporting. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Moving out. Yes, sir. Moving out.
Construction complete.
Founded back in 1985 by Brett Sperry and Lewis Castle, Westwood were the granddaddies of the RTS genre with Dune 2, before finding incredible success with their Command & Conquer franchise. This series eventually earned them a place in the Guinness World Records as the best-selling RTS series.
You better double check this with NORAD. This doesn't make any sense.
Naturally, exact amount saw dollar signs, and they scooped up the company for $122.5 million. They soon ceded to extra amounts, profit-driven demands, and Westwood's Joe Bostic claimed that the shift from passion to profit took its toll. Early Access eventually closed the company after a few middling releases failed to meet their sizable expectations. In 2015, Sperry and Castle were awarded the Game Awards Industry Icon Award for Westwood's contribution to the gaming industry. Way to spoil an incredible legacy, entertainment assholes!
It's great fun to keep making games. I'm still making them. I'm not going to stop till I fall.
In the mood for more awesome gaming content? Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.